Yes, sir. Let's go, baby. All right, Chad, hang on. I will be right back. I think we're live. Let's go. All right, let's go. Let's go, chat. Oh my god, this shit is hot. Holy fuck. This shit is burning. Chat. Oh my god, I am so fucking excited for today. Let's fucking go. You guys like the shirt? You guys like the stash? Let's go, baby. You already know. I need to cut my hair so fucking bad. I look like fucking... Yeah, I don't know. But look at this fucking magnificent food. Wow. Even the camera makes it look even better. Holy shit. That shit is green. Beef and broccoli, dude. With fucking rice. Oh my god. This shit is fucking bussin'. Shit is fucking bussin'. Alright. Here we go. Chat, what are we gonna react to today? I have a couple videos here.
Pandas, man.
Let's go ahead.
Who doesn't love pandas?
Oh, what the fuck is happening? Okay, we're gonna watch this one first. Oh my god, thank you. I gotta turn this down real quick. Hold up, chat. Hold up, chat. Gotta turn down the dumbass monitor. Put on my headphones. Oh my god, chat. I'm so fucking hyped for today. I'm not gonna lie. It has been a long ass couple days. And I cannot wait to fucking get today started. Let's go. We're gonna react to this Kung Fu Panda shit, though. I want to see the real reason Poe is the chosen one. Right here. Oh, hang on. Chad, it's fucking raining today. It's just a bad day, man. But it's a great day for streaming.
They're already legendary for their sneezes and their reactions to sneezes, but they also love slides, playing in leaves, and eating 10 to 14 hours every day. I mean, I'm not necessarily one for spirit animals, but that panda lifestyle sounds awfully relatable to me. But you know who doesn't love pandas? A surprising number of naturalists and economists who write articles with not-so-cuddly titles like, "Why I Hate Pandas and You Should Too," and "Humans Should Stop Meddling with Pandas and Let Them Die," and "Pandas aren't cute, they're death-loving oxygen thieves." Yikes. I mean, sure, we do spend a lot of conservation money on animals that seem uninterested in mating for the survival of their own species, but ask yourself this: if we let pandas die, who
Yo,
is
Chad,
gonna
I
become
haven't
the
seen
dragon
Kung Fu
warrior
Panda
to
in
save all of
fucking
China?
forever.
Yeah, now you see how important
Not
pandas
gonna lie.
are. Welcome to Film Theory, the show that studies martial arts footage in super slow motion to make sure that everyone is in fact kung fu fighting, rather than like, you know, judo fighting or capoeira fighting or Krav Maga fighting. Dear viewer, if you've been on the cinematic journey that I call Film Theory for more than a few episodes, you already know my would-be creepy if it weren't my job level obsession with kids movies. But now, it's even less creepy because I've got myself a toddler, and I can spend quality time with my son watching something that we can both enjoy, while bonus, still get getting my work done on the side. Multitasking for the win. Our most recent father-son feature, Kung Fu Panda. My son loved the movie, but as any of you who've ever been around a toddler know, little kids are proto-theorists who ask a lot of questions. Luckily, his questions so far have been pretty simple. What's that? A panda. What's he doing? Kung Fu. Boom! Nailing it. But as he gets older, those questions are gonna start to get more sophisticated. How is the panda such a good fighter? Why did Oogway choose Po to be the dragon warrior to save the valley in the first place as opposed to literally anyone else? Why do all the animals have themselves creepy human teeth? Reasonable questions all, future version of my son. And while I can't answer the third one, today I do want to cover the first two. Why is Po, of all the animals, the dragon warrior? What makes Po so special? You ever notice that it never really gets that solid of an explanation in the movie?
That's
in a fictional
true.
world where there's already plenty of other highly skilled and trained warriors, what makes this random panda the chosen one? Oh, there's a reason. And that reason is getting this thing in the Chinese theater so it can make boatloads of cash in what's become the most important theatrical market in the world. But the cynical realities of filmmaking aside, I do believe that there's also a reason in-universe for why Po is the perfect candidate above and beyond everyone else, and it's not what you'd expect. So shove as many dumplings in your mouth as you can and rest those common fingers of fury. We're jump kicking into the world of Kung Fu Panda. Skadoosh. When Master Oogway determines that Po is in fact the dragon warrior, a mythical hero he foretold would one day save the valley and gain limitless power, most of the other characters were skeptical that Po could possibly be a great warrior for one main reason: his body type. They're not exactly subtle about it either.
Look at you. This butt. Flavions.
That's true. Why the fuck would they choose him?
Now, this kind of stuff was probably my least favorite part.
Because, bro,
of
that
Kung Fu
fucking
Panda, 'cause it's
tiger is
perpetuating
a
some
fucking
negative stereotypes
badass.
about bodies
I
that
remember
just
that bitch.
flat out aren't true. The idea that you have to have yourself six-pack abs in order to be a good athlete or a good fighter isn't just biased, it's actually scientifically inaccurate. And no, I'm not just talking about sumo wrestlers here. For instance, in 2019, the heavyweight boxing champion of the world was this guy, Anthony Joshua, and he faced off against this guy, Andy Ruiz Jr. Anthony Joshua looks like what we've been conditioned to think that an elite athlete should look like, and Andy Ruiz doesn't. But since I'm bringing this up, you probably know how this story is gonna end.
Yeah.
Ruiz knocked Joshua down 4 times throughout the fight, ultimately winning by TKO. That's technical knockout for those of you who've never played Punch-Out before. Sure, they had themselves a rematch that Anthony Joshua won by decision, but Andy Ruiz has 33 wins in the ring and only 2 defeats as a professional boxer, so it's not like he's some nobody who just threw one lucky punch. Sports nutritionist Dr. Mayor Ranchortis said after the fight that Ruiz's additional mass was actually working to his advantage, and that's simple physics. Since force is mass times acceleration, more mass behind the punch means a stronger punch. Ruiz is also not the only elite fighter with this sort of body type. This is Daniel Cormier, one of only a handful of mixed martial artists ever to hold the championship in multiple different weight classes. Serena Williams has faced all sorts of criticisms about her body, mainly that she's too muscular to play tennis, which, let's be real, you're too muscular to be an athlete is probably one of the dumbest of dumb takes, but go figure, she's almost undoubtedly the greatest women's tennis player in history. We could do this all day. The point is that looking at someone's body shape tells you nothing about their physical skill, their flexibility,
So because Po's fucking
strength,
fat, he's the
balance, or
fucking
any other
chosen one.
attribute that
Pretty
actually
much, that's
matters
what he's
in
getting
athletic
at.
performance. Can Po be the dragon warrior despite not having washboard abs and giant biceps? Of course he can. And in terms of how much strength he can put
Washboard.
behind his strikes, his weight may actually be acting as an advantage. There's also an argument to be made that Po's body type makes him a better warrior not just because he can inflict more damage, but also because he can absorb more damage. Apparently
That's true
pandas fall
too,
out
bro.
of trees all the time, and according to zookeepers, don't usually get injured as much as they get embarrassed. Just when I thought pandas couldn't get any more relatable. Anyway, science suggests that their added body fat might be helping them avoid injury when this happens. A 2003 study
They
found
just
that
fall?
higher levels of subcutaneous fat, quote, was associated with significantly decreased injury for people in car accidents. A study from Leeds Beckett University also demonstrated that overweight individuals had a higher pressure pain tolerance than those whose body mass indexes were in the normal range. And this isn't just me randomly applying real-world science to a fictional movie, we see it actively play out in the films. In Kung Fu Panda 2,
Bro,
Po
what?
takes a blast from Lord Shen's cannon at nearly point-blank range, and he manages to survive it because it hits him in his more cushioned midsection. And in the original Kung Fu Panda, the snow leopard Tai Lung's special attack looks like it affects his opponent's nerves as he uses it to paralyze the Furious Five. But Po is immune to that attack in his final battle, and instead of being paralyzed by it, he just gets tickled. Given Mantis's difficulty finding Po's pressure points earlier in the movie due to his rotund physique, it appears that carrying a few more LBSs is Po's secret offensive and defensive weapon. But MatPat, aren't pandas super low energy and lazy? Wouldn't that make Po a terrible fighter? Oh yes, the letter to the editor that we seem to get every episode. It's true that normal pandas have low metabolic rates and are seen as relatively slow-moving and lazy, but Po isn't a normal panda. See, the main reason that pandas have such slow metabolisms is that their diets are horribly inefficient. Pandas have short digestive tracts, which is perfect for eating meat, but instead they spend 10+ hours per day eating bamboo to get their nutritional needs. And then, because they can't digest it all that well, they have to poop about 40 times a day. Heard that right, 40 batches of panda pellets per day. Charmin really should have been using pandas on all those ad campaigns. But on a more chemical level, it means that pandas have extremely low levels of the hormone tyrosine, which regulates thyroid function and things like energy usage. But you'll notice that Po's diet isn't bamboo. It's, well, everything else, especially dumplings and bean buns and tofu, all the things that Mr. Ping serves. And wouldn't you know it, meat, soybeans, and other legumes are all the foods that are highest in tyrosine. So it's likely that Po is eating a diet that both will make him much more energetic than the normal panda, while also saving him time on chewing wood and clogging his septic tank. Maybe that diet is just what we needed to turn an ordinary panda into a martial arts master. So that's all well and good. Po's body type is actually helping him attack with more force and cushion blows more easily. His special diet is making him more energetic than your average panda. But still, why didn't Oogway just choose one of the Furious Five as a dragon warrior? I mean, this one has always bugged me since, you know, they were all seasoned kung fu experts to begin with, and Po was not. So I did some digging and realized that while yes, they all knew kung fu, they didn't know the right kind of kung fu. See, calling kung fu only one thing is like saying basketball and water polo are the same sport because in both you're trying to throw a ball into a net. There are a ton of different styles of kung fu, including the Shaolin animal styles. What are 5 of the most common animal styles, provided you're not including In-N-Out's secret menu? I bet you can guess. Tiger, monkey, crane, snake, and mantis, just like we see in the movie. Bet you were wondering why there was a random mantis as part of the team, huh? Well, now you know. It's a dedicated style of kung fu. Each of these styles is used by its corresponding member of the Furious Five, but none of them in particular use another common animal style, the dragon style. Now, there's no such thing as panda style in the real world, but Po actually has some instincts that would help him utilize that dragon style most effectively. One of the defining elements of dragon style kung fu is the dragon step, which moves in this unconventional zigzag kind of dance. And before Po receives any training, his instinct is to use, as he calls them, his crazy feet. And given that the dragon style is in many ways a mashup of techniques from all the other animal styles, Po is in a great position to learn it, because we know he's been a super fan of the Furious Five since the beginning. He's been studying / practicing their techniques in his bedroom since day one. It's one of the first things that we know about him. Each member of the Furious Five can have their own specialization, but by learning from all of them, Po is laying the groundwork to become the Dragon Warrior Master without ever realizing it. In fact, Oogway kind of tells us this at the end of Kung Fu Panda 3, that his vision for the Dragon Warrior was someone who could serve as a sort of connecting point.
On the first day we met, I saw the future of Kung Fu. And the past, I saw the panda who could unite them both. That is why I chose you, Po. Both sides of the yin and yang.
Oogway already knew from his own experience that pandas had the ability to master Qi, the spiritual elements of Kung Fu, but his mention of yin and yang here is relevant. Even though Oogway's first impression of Po is that he's a buffoon who just crash-landed in front of him, he sees the opposing side that is Po's potential. That's why when Oogway laid eyes on what appeared to be a clumsy, unassuming panda, he knew that inside was also a graceful and powerful dragon. Unless when Oogway says that he saw both sides of the yin and yang, he means Po was black and white, and his fur made him literally look like a yin-yang sign. Not the whole body shape thing and mastering different styles, and nah, it's definitely not that thing. It was clearly the body shape and the diet and his super fandom of the Furious Five that made him the perfect dragon warrior. Oh, and also the whole make money in China thing. That one's actually probably the most important. But hey, that's just a theory. A film theory.
Damn.
And fun fact, you know I was able to watch Kung Fu Panda in order to make this theory with the help.
All right. Should we fucking react to this Thanos tried to save us film theory, bro? Like, I've seen so many fucking Marvel theories, and they are all fucking insane, bro. Let's watch it.
8, 9, 10. 10 rings. Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Facts from our codex. What do you think?
Well, I suppose that's one way to get me to care about this movie. Hello, Internet!
Oh, God.
Welcome to Film Theory, where we've always been with you, watching, guiding, making you cringe, and seeing you accomplish wonders. Like that time that you managed to pick up the phone without screening the number first. That was truly miraculous. So get this, Eternals is the last MCU feature film to not be a part of an existing series or a property that's been adapted before. That is
dude, I always wondered this shit.
Crazy when you think about it. The company's
Eternals
announced
have to do with this shit?
massive plan for movies going forward into 2023 and beyond, and yet none of them are actually original. And honestly, based on the negative early reception to Eternals, yeah, they probably won't want to be taking that chance again anytime soon anyway.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the YouTube top 10 creator tool that measures each of your last 10 uploads. Ooh, Endgame, #1 upload. Not surprising, but good to see. Shang-Chi, solid, performing on average. Eternals, 10th place. Ooh, by a lot. Wow, not great. Gotta follow that one up with a banger so the channel doesn't die. Fire up a Spider-Man! Anyway, regardless of quality or public response, it legitimately makes Eternals pretty darn special. Add to that the fact that it was written and directed by double Oscar-winning director Chloe Zhao, a self-described Marvel Comics fan who was originally approached by Marvel to direct Black Widow, but after passing on that project, sold them her own pitch to make this movie. Again, pretty cool. You'll notice, however, that one key thing I'm avoiding talking about, and that's the plot. Because, well...
I don't get it.
And yeah, that about sums up a lot of the internet's initial reactions to this movie days after its release. This is a weird movie that takes a lot of risks. After all, this is a movie that's full of philosophy, morality, and the nature of human existence. And usually if someone in a Marvel movie asks, why are we here? The answer is obviously to punch that bad guy. And then they do, and then Spider-Man makes a movie reference, and one of the older guys with goatees does the sarcasm reaction. And then one of the funny, sincere characters does the deadpan reaction. And one of the serious mother figures goes, ugh, boys, and everybody laughs. But not in this movie. In Eternals, it's suddenly, haha, yeah, but no, seriously, I'm feeling existentially unmoored about the nature of my place in the universe, and I think we should take a long break in Act 2 to talk this thing out. If nothing else, this movie will go down as Marvel's first uncomfortable sexy time scene. Yeah, parents, there's a spoiler alert for you. Surprise! They're nudie and doing stuff in a Marvel movie. I'm sitting there watching this on opening night, and the parents in the audience are all collectively stiffening at the same time as they frantically tried to decide how to deal with their kids sitting next to them. It was a palpable uncomfort in the audience. Gonna have a fun time explaining that one to the kiddos on the way home. In short, Eternals, for winding up as a quote-unquote lesser Marvel movie, actually gives us a lot that we need to talk about because of what it's trying to accomplish, outside of getting me to buy a Lexus, that is.
Go for Kingo.
Where are you?
I'm almost there. Parking.
The Avengers wouldn't be late.
Exhilaration is eternal in the first ever V8 Lexus IS 500.
This one film completely rewrites the entire history of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, while also upending the future of where things are headed. And not just in the usual way Marvel movies
Yeah, because the Eternals are like before everything, right? That's what they tried to pitch.
Where half the theater goes, oh, he said the thing. So let's actually talk about some of the more exciting stuff. Starting with what I think is the most interesting and important reveal of all, Eternals proves that Thanos was right again. All right, so without recapping the nearly 3
is always fucking right, bro.
I'm just gonna focus on the stuff that you need to know. The Earth is pregnant.
Isn't it obvious, Morty? I f***ed the planet.
In the Marvel universe, what humans consider gods are actually massive cosmic space creatures called Celestials, who we've actually seen before in the MCU via the Guardians movies. Peter Quill's dad, Ego, in Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
What are you exactly?
I'm what's called a Celestial, sweetheart.
This big guy during the Collector's speech in Guardians 1.
Observe.
And the giant skull where the Collector's base is. Nowhere. Yep, that's actually a Celestial head. Anyway, the Celestials' main thing is mucking around with evolution with the help of their lab assistants, the superhuman robot Eternals, and the ugly monster Deviants. And this is to help them survive. You see, it turns out that the Celestials reproduce by laying their eggs inside the core of planets, because the life cycles of living beings evolving for generations provide them the billions of years worth of energy that they need for those eggs to gestate. And Earth has one of those eggs. The celestial Tiamat is inside of Earth, waiting to be born, which would be cool, except for one teeny tiny detail. When the newborn celestial hatches, it destroys the planet and kills every living thing on it. So yeah, Earth is suddenly on a doomsday clock. Or would be if it hadn't been for everyone's favorite giant purple raisin man, Thanos. In what might be the darkest implied twist in the Marvel universe yet, it turns out that before Earth's mightiest hero saved the universe from Thanos, Thanos saved Earth from the Celestials. Apparently, the emergence of Tiamat was on schedule to happen a few years ago, but got delayed because something cut the population of the universe, and thus the egg's power supply in half. In half, you say?
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
And when the Avengers assembled to snap everyone back into existence, suddenly Tiamat was back on the clock to hatch, which, wouldn't you know, is the main threat of this movie. And that's not the only way that Thanos helped out either. The eventual pulling together of humanity to undo the snap turns out to be the tipping point that gets a member of the Eternals to turn against their master and stop the emergence. So does that make Thanos Earth's mightiest hero? Kinda, yeah. Sure, the Avengers saved half of humanity, but Thanos literally saved the entire planet. Adding insult to injury, the fact that the Avengers undoing his work puts Tiamat once again on the fast track to hatching, that only strengthens Thanos' case. But here's where things get really interesting. Was this intentional or not?
No.
Did Thanos know what he was really doing when he snapped everyone away, or was this just some lucky coincidence? I think that there's a case to be made that he knew what he was doing, but maybe he couldn't articulate it. Let me explain. It all starts off with 3 key lines from Infinity War. First, listen to him describe the fall of Titan.
Titan was like most planets. Too many mouths, not enough to go around. And when we faced extinction, I offered a solution. They called me a madman.
Ooh, when we face extinction.
What I predicted came to pass.
Notice that he says extinction here, and it's kept very vague. We assume the extinction is related to the planet's lack of resources, since that's what he's talking about. But what if the extinction was coming from another source? A celestial source, feeding on those too many mouths? Because there's another line earlier about the nature of the planet Titan, and it feels off.
What the hell happened to this planet? It's 8 degrees off its axis. Gravitational pull is all over the place.
Titan isn't just a dead planet where people died due to a lack of resources. It's a planet that has been fundamentally altered. As Peter Quill points out, the gravitation on the planet is weird. It is somehow off its axis. That sort of cosmic change doesn't happen just because a planet runs out of food and water. That comes from a celestial popping out of this thing like a giant Kinder egg. Something more happened on Titan that we didn't think to question way back then. Something that, I suspect, even Thanos himself might not have been super sure about.
If life is left unchecked, life will cease to exist. It needs correction.
You don't know that!
I'm the only one who knows that.
Remember that? Throughout Infinity War, we get Thanos talking about how he predicted that Titan was doomed, that he was sure a similar fate was going to happen to other planets, including Earth, and that he needs to snap away half the population. But we never get why he has these predictions, only that he's the only one who's smart enough to see the inevitable. Given what we knew about him at the time, he just seemed to be a committed Malthusian zealot concerned about resource management. But now, with Eternals, I think we have another explanation. Thanos actually did know all of this stuff because he himself was a malfunctioning Eternal. During the credits for Eternals, we're introduced to, well, first we're introduced to probably the worst CGI in a Marvel movie ever, Pip the Troll. Woof! Was it just me or did the dialogue just not match up with this guy's lips at all? The CGI effects here were like I was watching the Star Wars Special Edition. Anyway, Pip's the hype man for a character named
Dude,
Eros,
I should have watched
also
Eternal
known
more
by the nickname
closely.
Star Fox.
Do a barrel roll!
Yeah, that joke's not gonna get old. And we're told that, just like in the comics, Eros is also an Eternal who is also Thanos' brother, which seems to suggest that Thanos himself was an Eternal. Okay, so let's talk about Thanos and Eros for a minute here. In the comics, they didn't originally have anything to do with Eternals or Celestials, but then a retcon came along which did make them part of the Eternals. In fact, that was part of the explanation for why Thanos was the Mad Titan. He was psychologically traumatized from being bullied as a kid because even though he himself was an Eternal, he'd been born with a recessive gene that made him look more like one of the deviants, i.e. that's why he's huge, purple, and, you know, the whole washboard chin. Whereas Eros was not only traditionally attractive, he has, no joke, the power to make you sexually attracted to him. A villain for the Me Too era if I've ever seen one. one. In short, we have the movie outright naming Thanos as the sole reason the emergence was delayed, thereby saving Earth for 5 extra years. We have comic evidence showing Thanos was an Eternal, as well as an end credit scene that suggests the exact same thing. So the pieces are lined up to prove that Thanos knew what he was doing all along. Why then was he going around talking about limited resources rather than, hey, I'm doing this because you're all gonna die when the space egg hatches? Well, I propose to you that he knew, but also kinda didn't know. In Eternals, we learned that Angelina Jolie's character Thena came down with an Eternal-specific mental illness called Madwiry. This caused her to have apocalyptic visions and lash out at her teammates. Midway through the movie, it's revealed that these moments of madness are actually glitches in her programming, when she gets to see glimpses of the team's previous planetary destructions. What if this, or something like it, is what happened to Thanos? Think about it. If he and Eros are also Eternals, it stands to reason that he could have had a similar breakdown, or had similar visions revealing the truth about what's really gonna happen when the world's population reaches the done mark, but maybe not a complete or coherent vision. So his interpretation of what he saw and felt became militant population balance, instead of, hey guys, what if we're actually a growth machine that feeds a giant star child living inside the planet? Why else would Madwiry be a plot point in an already overstuffed movie like Eternals? So that's a theory looking backwards. Thanos was right yet again. But for good measure, I wanted to include a short theory looking forwards as well. When confronted about the nature of life and death in the universe by Cersei, you know, real casual conversation there, Arishem talks in pretty stark terms about how if the Celestials don't keep on cultivating the cosmos, everything will fall to darkness. Now, in the comics, the actual how and why of the Celestials changes all the time, but a consistent thing is that they're old as heck, representing the emergence of the first light energy in the universe. Therefore, they are enemies of emptiness and darkness on the cosmic scale. And in the Marvel Comics universe, cosmic darkness isn't just a what, it's a who. You see this guy? His name is Null, and I'm thinking Eternals just set him up as one of the MCU's next big cosmic bad guys. In the comics, Null is supposedly the embodiment of darkness, a creature of pure, absolute evil and destruction who seeks only to destroy all light, life, and existence. That makes the Celestials his ultimate enemies, and he's been trying to kill them off ever since they first appeared. The big floating head nowhere from the Guardians movies, like I mentioned earlier, that used to be a Celestial. And
I feel like
the
Eternals is just too fucking complicated.
All black, the Necro Sword, a sword that would later fall into the hands of a character named Gore the God Butcher, a character that, wouldn't you know it, is about to be played by Christian Bale in the upcoming Thor movie, Love and Thunder. Now, this weapon in particular is interesting because it's so much more than a sword. It's actually established to be a living parasitic organism that's existed for billions of years. In fact, in the comics lore, it's the first and most powerful symbiote ever made. With all black by his side, Null assembles his first true army, the symbiote race. Huh, that reminds me, who just got zapped into the MCU during a post-credit scene? Oh yeah, Venom and Eddie at the end of Venom 2. What coincidental timing. And this isn't just me pulling at some loose threads either. In the end credit scene with Dane Whitman, we see him reach for a sword and the glassy black polish on the blade starts to shimmer and jump towards his fingertips in a way that is not too dissimilar from the way symbiotes react in the Venom movies. Now, let me make this clear. I'm not saying that that sword is all black. It's more likely to be the Ebony Blade, a sword that's actually hinted at earlier in the movie when Thena's practicing her swordsmanship. But even still, all of it, from the mention of cosmic darkness to the sudden appearance of symbiotes to a living blade, heck, even the Ebony Blade itself is also traceable to Null's war against the Celestials. All of it seems to pave the way for Null. Because here's what I think is the most interesting takeaway of all this. I don't think we saw the good guys win in Eternals. Cersei herself questions whether stopping the emergence was the right move, and honestly, I don't think it was. Regardless of the value of humanity, which honestly the movie itself is kind of split on, the actions of the Eternals in this movie were short-sighted, saving one planet at the expense of billions. That, coupled with our hero's quest to let the other Eternals know the truth about their existence, sets in motion a series of dominoes that definitely looks like it's gonna wind up killing off a bunch of Celestials, opening the door to an era of darkness, an era of Null. But hey, let's be honest with ourselves. We all know the Marvel movie that we're all really excited about is Spider-Man No Way Home. Even as I write this, it's trending on Twitter with like 100,000 tweets that a new Spider-Man poster just dropped with "Da-da! Green Goblin from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man." Well, you guys can catch up on that first appearance of that iconic villain literally nowhere here in the U.S.
Yeah, this was November 14th, so this was before the No Way Home movie even dropped. So, but still, that's a good theory. Honestly, I was wondering how Eternals is gonna tie into the whole fucking story now with Spider-Man and shit like that. Anyway, That's why, honestly, I just did not pay attention because I thought they were just going to run away from that movie. I'm not going to lie. And just not pay attention to it after that. Okay. That's interesting. Interesting to think about, that is for sure. What time is it? 12:30. I don't. Think honestly, man. Oh wait, dude, we need to watch Moon Knight. I forgot about that fucking show. I wonder how that. I wonder what the conspiracy theories are on that. I don't want. I need to watch it first and then see the theories behind all that shit. But we can watch one more, right? Ooh, we can watch the SpongeBob theories again. Actually, I need to post on TikTok. To be honest, I need to post this 5th part. If you guys have not already, check me out on TikTok. Oh, one of them's blowing up. One's got 396 likes. I need to post part, what is it? Part 4? Hang on, boys. I'm glad that these are actually blowing up. All right. Wait, I can't remember what part. What the fuck? Okay, now this is part. Hang on, chat. God damn. Everybody's asking for part 5, and I can't find part 5. God damn. This has to be it, right? Yeah, let me go watch the fucking video. I'm going full screen, guys. I'm sorry. Here's part 5.
In the episode,
All that glitters. Mm. Wait, did I not save it? Oh, I definitely did. Where the fuck is it? Here it is. All right, sorry, boys.
Episode All That Glitters, SpongeBob buys a super advanced pumpkin scratch.
Dun 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 dun.
The episode All That Glitters, SpongeBob buys a super advanced pumpkin spatula. But in the episode, Bot immediately attacks them, and Bot immediately. In the episode All That Glitters.
Bum, 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 bum. All right, sorry. I'm getting a lot of shit on TikTok right now. These SpongeBob videos, I'm telling you, man, they're fucking blowing up. Those theories are fucking crazy, dude. Those theories. Man, oh man.
To do so. Fails to do so, he doesn't just throw them away. He redesigned.
Wait, where the what? Come on, upload. Go, 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 go. Yay. All right. Sorry, one of my videos is at 10,000.
So in Spatula, we find out Plankton has a so in the episode All That Glitters, SpongeBob buys.
Hang on. Alright, now I posted it. Sorry. Give me 1 fucking second. Holy shit. I don't know why, dude, I don't know why TikTok does not like send notifications very well. But yeah, like I got 300 likes on this video, did not get 1 notification that anybody was liking it or commenting or whatever. Come on, man. Upload. 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 Go. You're at 75%. Go. Go. 76. Go. Oh my god, TikTok. Jesus Christ. Alright, sorry boys. I am where the vlog's at. Honestly, I might have one out soon. My buddy just had his 21st birthday, so I recorded a couple stuff from that, but right now these videos I've been making on stream have been going crazy on TikTok. So, that's what I'm doing right now. But all right. I need to get the next part fucking ready too. Boop, 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 boop. All right. Well, we're gonna go react to another SpongeBob video, that's for sure. Oh man. Because these ones are going fucking crazy on TikTok right now, man. Alright. Alright, hang on.
Are the bikini
Alright. Just make sure everything's fucking good for this. Alrighty. Sorry, boys. That was unexpected. I'm getting a fuck ton of likes on TikTok right now, so we're going with that. Alright, let's do this. Alright, the evolution theory.
Have been the Bikini Atoll nuclear tests. Then
In SpongeBob.
what really caused the evolution? In the entire show, the only thing we've seen that directly affects the evolution of characters is the Green Moon and Feral Friends. Except the French narrator specifically calls it Neptune's moon.
It is called Neptune's moon.
Named after the ruler of the seven seas, King Neptune. King Neptune is a character who's been around since the beginning of the sea. He's a character who the Bikini Bottom citizens view as their god. And he's a character who has the ability to change fish into other forms.
What the?
Oops.
King Neptune used his magic to turn the fish of the sea into more evolved subjects for him to rule over. He's the one who's been behind it all this time. Now, I could spend this entire video talking about King Neptune and his weird continuity and contradictions in the show, but I'll save that for another theory. What I'd much rather talk about are the implications of having evolved and primitive fish coexisting in the sea. Now, we know that this evolution isn't specific to just Bikini Bottom. We've seen different cities and places far across the ocean that still have talking fish, which makes sense because the marine life in Bikini Bottom has evolved to resemble humans, so it's no surprise that just like humans, they've expanded beyond Bikini Bottom and colonized other areas of the sea. But now, I have an interesting question for you. What is the relationship between evolved fish and primitive unevolved fish? Well, they probably just peacefully coexist in the sea without bothering each other. You know, just like real-life humans and animals. Wait a second.
What? There was a fucking
in season
war?
3, episode 10, the Krusty Krab training video, there is this hilarious, absurd moment when they're talking about Mr. Krabs.
After the war, Krabs stayed secluded in a deep depression that seemed endless.
Like, what war happened in Bikini
what?
Bottom? They just tell us this and then completely drop it. But with this new context, is it possible that Krabs fought in a war against these primitive, wild fish of the sea? I mean, let's remember in Feral Friends, some of those de-evolved fish were massive compared to the evolved fish, and they immediately started attacking each other.
The battle for the survival of the fittest
Dude,
rages
what?
on in the animal kingdom.
So yeah, in order for the Bikini Bottom citizens to survive and expand, they would probably break into some kind of war. And from the sounds of it, this war must have been pretty brutal to put Mr. Krabs into such a deep depression. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Is there actually any evidence that proves the war Mr. Krabs fought in was specifically this evolutionary war? Well, through the few flashbacks we get, we know that Mr. Krabs served in the Navy. And yes, they were sailing ships on an ocean, even though they're already underwater. This is actually a real-life phenomenon where certain parts of the sea can have a higher level of salinity, and it looks like an underwater ocean. Shout out Miss Parks, my high school marine biology teacher. We also know from maps of Bikini Bottom that the town is surrounded by this underwater ocean. So that places Mr. Krabs' war outside of Bikini Bottom where this evolutionary war would have to take place. Then if we take a look at Mr. Krabs' home, we see it is full of memorabilia from his past days in the Navy. But hidden within here is something that will absolutely blow your mind and answer one of the biggest questions in the show. Hanging there on his wall is a picture of a massive whale next to a ship. You don't think that could be... No, it can't be.
What?
Pearl's mother? Pearl is Mr. Krabs' whale daughter. The show never really explains how a crab can be the father of a whale, but most people just
Why do we
assume
not
she was
question this
adopted.
shit?
People have been speculating about who Pearl's biological mother is for years, and I think we finally just found our answer. We see 2 photos of this whale on a ship in season 3, episode 9, just 1 episode before we find out Mr. Krabs fought in a war. Since this is among all of Mr. Krabs' Navy stuff, I think we can assume that this is something he encountered and not just some random picture of a whale on a ship above the ocean.
That is
The
true.
whale is massive compared to the ship. We've seen adult whales in Bikini Bottom before, but they are nothing compared to the size of this whale. This has a much closer resemblance to Pearl when she de-evolved in Feral Friends and became massive. So this has to be an unevolved primitive whale, and the picture clearly shows them fighting. Not only does this prove that there was a war between evolved and primitive fish, but Mr. Krabs definitely fought in it. But this also implies something very dark. Mr. Krabs
killed her.
Pearl's mother. The only direct reference we get in the show to Pearl's mother is one of Mr. Krabs' many sayings, Mother of Pearl.
Mother of Pearl! Mother of Pearl! Holy mother of pearl!
He uses it in places something like
Oh
holy crap
my
or dear
God.
God, only saying it when something truly shocking or terrible happens, because he knows the terrible thing that happened to Pearl's mother. Why did Mr. Krabs go into such a deep depression after the war? Because he's haunted by what he's done, and the smoking harpoon to prove it is right there on his wall. So, that leaves us with an important question. Why did he adopt Pearl? After he killed her mother, he probably realized she had an infant daughter who had the evolutionary genes. Instead of leaving her to die, he adopted her as his own, all while keeping the dark secret that he was responsible for her mother's death. Woo! Childhood ruined yet? Well, don't worry, there's still time for this theory to get even worse. Now's your chance to remove yourself before things get really dark. Still here? Okay, so here's a fun question.
How can you get darker
What's the
than
deal
that?
with all the pets in Bikini Bottom? How come most fish are basically humans, but a snail or a worm acts like a pet? Well, just like humans have domesticated wild animals, it should be no surprise that evolved fish have domesticated primitive fish as pets. Unlike the massive primitive fish that the Bikini Bottom citizens had to go to war with, there's also smaller primitive fish like jellyfish, snails, spirit worms, seahorses, and clams that the Bikini Bottom citizens were able to form a symbiotic relationship with. Aww, and I thought you said this was gonna be the dark part, Alex. They're living peacefully together. That's nice. Okay, you got me. Here's another fun question. Where do the citizens of Bikini Bottom get their food? I mean, sure, some of it is plant-based, but there sure does seem to be an awful lot of meat-based food under the sea. I think you know where I'm going with this. The Bikini Bottom citizens eat primitive fish. Haha, it's not cannibalism if they're less evolved than you, right? There's no moral dilemma there. In Season 3, Episode 13, we see direct proof of this when the characters go fishing for primitive clams. This is something completely normal in this world. And then there's the chum bucket, which sells chum. Chum. Chum is literally just ground up fish. The show isn't even hiding this. Now, we don't really see too much of the meat harvesting side of Bikini Bottom, and I'm not surprised they're keeping it on the DL, you know, with the whole cannibalism thing, but there is one secret to making food that is kept more secret than anything in Bikini Bottom. The best kept secret in the entire
Krabby
show.
Patty
You already know what I'm gonna say. The Krabby
Oh.
Patty secret formula. Throughout the show, there's been lots of
God.
contradictory evidence about the Krabby Patty secret formula. In Season 4, Episode 7, Mr. Krabs says it's an old family recipe.
Your mother knows the Krabby Patty formula?
Of course she does! It's an old Krabs family recipe!
But in Season 5, Episode 1, apparently Mr. Krabs discovered it on his own by accidentally mixing random ingredients together.
I've done it! I discovered the perfect patty batter!
Sometimes it's a secret formula, sometimes it's a book, sometimes it's a secret sauce, and any glimpse we get at the formula is just random nonsense. There is a ton of contradictory evidence out there, but I think this might all be intentional. In order to throw people off, Mr. Krabs has spread misinformation about the Krabby Patty formula. In fact, he's already done this in Season 3, Episode 18 by hiding a fake formula for Plankton to find that says he's the secret ingredient.
Mixed together with the most important ingredient
Oh my
of
God,
all,
what? I forgot this shit.
pounds of freshly ground plankton?
And the contradictions aren't just inside the show. Even one of the SpongeBob crew members once said that Krabby Patties are vegetarian and contain no meat. But I've always been a little suspicious about what the creators say. They've also said that they're not allowed to show fish as food, except they clearly do with chum, clam fishing, and all the many gags where fish turn into food. It's almost like they're not allowed by Nickelodeon to publicly acknowledge this because that could create a controversy, but they could still sneak this dark secret into the show. So, what is the true secret ingredient? Where does the meat really come from? It's strange, we never really see Mr. Krabs get the meat delivered, or at least go out himself to get it. It's almost like he has all the meat he needs stockpiled somewhere. What primitive meat can Mr. Krabs have access to? Maybe he's been holding on to something from the war. What could Mr. Krabs have killed during the war that he doesn't want anyone to find out about? Something big enough to supply him with meat for years without needing more. What could that be?
Mom is the...
You really gonna make me say it? Mr. Krabs is using Pearl's dead mother's carcass to make Krabby Patties.
God, dude.
Woo! We We did it! Yeah, we solved the mystery! We did it! I'm so glad. Season 1, Episode 15, Sleepy Time. Mr. Krabs has a dream that he's on a boat fishing for a massive dollar. This is his memory of killing Pearl's mother, except now all he sees her as is money. And take a guess what name he calls the dollar.
What you doing, Mr. Krabs?
I'm picking Neptune's bucket.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about cold, hard flipping cash. It's the mighty Moby Dollar.
Moby Dollar, a direct reference to Moby Dick, a story about hunting a whale.
Bro,
are you kidding me?
My God.
And that is the evolution theory. I warned you guys this would be a dark
Wow.
one. The Bikini Atoll theory, King Neptune, Pearl's mother, the Krabby Patty formula, we hit everything in this theory. Even if you don't agree with all of it, you gotta admit a lot of this makes sense. Eugene Krabs' aspirations for money and greed have caused him to do terrible, terrible things. At least his love for Pearl seems to be real, so maybe there's some small amount of good in him. And even though Pearl's mother probably provides tons of meat, eventually he's gonna run out and he'll have to face what he's done. Well, unless of course there's another whale he has access to. Nope.
Bro.
Nope. No. No. Mr. Krabs wouldn't do that. He loves
my
Pearl.
God.
He's not just raising her for Krabby Patty meat. Even Mr. Krabs isn't that much of a monster.
From every side I've ever seen to the sweetest sound I've heard, I'd gladly give up everything for all the money that I've earned.
Huh. Well, alrighty then, that's the end of that theory. Just gonna end it here before there's any more dark plot twists. You guys have been insanely supportive with these SpongeBob theories, so I guess I have to make more. I've been your host, Alex Bale. Thanks for watching.
Wow. He does these skits at the end too. If you guys want to see those, go check them out. But wow. Wow. So Pearl is the Krabby Patty secret formula, or Pearl's mother, whale meat, is the Krabby Patty secret formula. That is crazy. Holy shit. He is fucking good. How do you figure that out by just watching the show? Wow. That is amazing. Holy shit, dude. Well, I think we gotta watch another one, right? After that? Wow. Okay, hang on. That's yeah, let's actually go see. Oh my God. There's a Neptune one. We watched all this, but I just can't remember. I watched them a while ago. He didn't do any other SpongeBob conspiracy theories, huh? Damn. Well, he posted one 9 days ago. Let's check on TikTok again. Let's see. Actually, we're just gonna keep. Wow, guys, this fucking shit, dude. I'm telling you, man. This fucking shit is crazy. Why can I not reply to a comment with a fucking draft? So stupid. Sorry, guys. Again, if you guys are in the live stream right now, TikTok's blowing up with these reaction videos. If you are in here from TikTok, I don't even know who's in here right now, but TikTok has been going crazy. Appreciate y'all a lot for that shit. These SpongeBob videos have been doing crazy numbers. And yeah. So we're gonna keep reacting to them. We can go edit that one. We need to do another. All right, actually, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get a drink. Y'all stay tuned. We're gonna keep reacting to more SpongeBob videos when I get back. Okay.
But this time, there's no malfunction that causes this. It's working exactly as intended. Not only does the strangely realistic music fish. The strangely realistic.
Bum 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 bum. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We are actually gonna play shit later. I don't know if I should play I'm not sure if I should play Lego Star Wars or what. Oh, here it is. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Alright, we're gonna let those marinate for a little while. Let them marinate. Actually, I don't know if I should just post all the parts. Here, I'll set a timer for like 15. Well, I don't know. Would it be better to just post them all right now? Like, I don't know, because people are watching them right now, so they go instantly do the other parts. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and post. Go ahead. Post part 7. Yeah, I'm not going to post it right now because the other videos now that I'm spamming are getting less and less views. So I'm going to wait till like probably 2 o'clock. Yeah, we'll wait till around 2. Or wait till we get a couple more comments or something, because then they're just going to dwindle out if not. Ay. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Well, now we have, I guess now, fuck, we have to fucking react to the other ones. Oh, man. The television theory. Should we even fucking... Or should we just go straight into the Neptune theory? Let me make sure I'm recording too. Yeah, okay, I'm recording with the vlog. Alright, yep, I think we gotta do the Neptune theory.
So...
Alright. Just make sure everything's good. Alright.
So, the continuity with King Neptune is a bit of a mess. There are 2 different King Neptunes. There's a King Poseidon. There's 3 different royal palaces. 2 of them are called the City of Atlantis, but there's also a 3rd unrelated City of Atlantis. It's confusing to say the least. But there is actually a way to explain how all of this is intentional and connects together. This is a story of
no
power,
way they all
deception, and
connect,
betrayal.
dude. There's just no way.
This is the Neptune theory.
This dude blows my fucking mind every single time with this shit. Every single time he blows my mind.
I have been awakened myself.
Theory. King Neptune is the ruler of the 7 seas and the Roman god of the ocean. If you watch my evolution theory, you know there's also a good chance he's the reason why fish in Bikini Bottom are so evolved and able to talk. He lives in the city of Atlantis with his wife Queen Amphitrite and his son Triton. But in the first SpongeBob movie, he's replaced by a completely different King Neptune who has a completely different daughter named Mindy. These guys don't look or sound at all the same, so how can they both exist in this universe? Well, there's already an interesting theory out there about this. It's widely believed that the SpongeBob movie takes place in the future after the events of the show. So widely believed that I got hundreds of comments about it in my Mrs. Puff theory. Yep, I know guys, I heard what you said. The creator of SpongeBob, Steven Hillenburg, said he wanted to end the series with the movie, and it being canonically at the end of the SpongeBob timeline would explain why we never see the Krusty Krab 2, or any of the other characters from the movie in the later SpongeBob episodes. And some people believe that the reason why movie Neptune is so different is because he's actually Neptune's son, Triton, all grown up. And that's a pretty cool theory, but I don't buy it.
Oh,
Other
okay,
than
I was
Triton
about to
looking
say.
nothing like movie Neptune, I've never actually believed that the SpongeBob movie takes place in the future. Despite there being many people who commented about it on my Mrs. Puff theory as if it was a proven fact, there's never actually been any official confirmation of it. Steven Hillenburg only said that he wanted to stop making SpongeBob after the movie. He never said anything about where the movie actually takes place in the timeline of the show. And we do actually briefly see Neptune's daughter Mindy show up later in the show in SpongeBob's Big Birthday Blowout. There's no way she'd be there unless the show took place after the events of the movie. I think what's actually going on here with Neptune is something much more interesting, and it ties directly in with the television theory. If you haven't seen that video, it basically proves that the entire show, SpongeBob SquarePants, is actually a nature documentary being filmed by scuba divers, and many of the elements we see throughout the series are secretly set up by the showrunners to make sure that the show is more entertaining and profitable. And this applies to the SpongeBob movie as well. There's promotional art and even a commercial that acknowledges the fact that it's just a movie being filmed.
Hello? SpongeBob, what kind of jellyfish is that?
Dude, what? We gotta watch that shit too.
Well, this one adventure we had was a real Lulu.
You mean when we went after Neptune's crown? It seemed bigger than our usual adventures.
Oh my god, dude.
Fewer interruptions.
Guys, hit the like button. You want me to watch this fucking theory too.
Movie? What's that?
I know.
I think the real reason why Neptune looks so different in the movie is because the filmmakers couldn't get the real King Neptune, the literal god of the sea, to show up for a movie. So they hired an actor to pretend to be the king. And there is actually a ton of evidence in the show to support this. King Neptune is supposed to live in the great city of Atlantis, but in the movie he just lives in some random sandcastle, almost like they just built a discount version for the movie. But the real evidence comes from season 10, episode 18, Lost and Found, where SpongeBob goes beneath the Krusty Krab to look for something in the Lost and Found. As he searches through the surprisingly massive collection of items, on one of the shelves we see something mind-blowing. The crown worn by King Neptune in the SpongeBob movie.
What the fuck?
The entire
How
plot
do I
of the
not
movie
notice
hinges
this
on the
shit?
fact that Neptune
How?
thinks Mr. Krabs stole his crown. Why would Mr. Krabs have this now? Because this isn't just the Krusty Krabs Lost and Found. It's also where they store the props used by the
movie
SpongeBob
shit.
SquarePants filmmakers to create the SpongeBob movie. If you
Oh
remember
my
from my television
God.
theory, Mr. Krabs is secretly working for the showrunners to spy on all the main characters. And his secret surveillance room was hidden beneath the Krusty Krab, just like this Lost and Found. So it makes perfect sense for the showrunners to hide their props down here. And if you still don't believe me, we also see SpongeBob's guitar, the Goofy Goober peanut hats, and the magical bag of wind. All items from the movie that would make no sense being down here unless this was the showrunner's prop storage, and the movie King Neptune was just an actor. Well, that's one Neptune down. Now for the real mystery, King Poseidon.
I don't know. I've never seen this guy. I don't know what the fuck he is.
In the third SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run, the King of the Sea is yet again replaced by a new character, King Poseidon, the Greek god of the ocean. He actually does live in the city of Atlantis, except instead of the ancient royal architecture, it's a giant casino designed to make money. It'd be easy to say that these are just two separate kings that rule different areas of the sea, but they both claim to be the ruler of the seven seas. So how can two different characters both be the king of the same seven seas? The answer to that question actually has to do with a place called Camp Coral. Throughout the third SpongeBob movie, we keep cutting back to flashbacks of a younger SpongeBob and all the other characters when they all went to summer camp together. This was all to set up a spin-off show called Camp Coral that followed these younger characters. Now at first, I just wrote the show off as SpongeBob following the trend of making all their characters younger to appeal to a younger demographic. It's been done before and it's never very good. They also completely contradict the continuity of the main show by having characters like Sandy and SpongeBob meet as kids when we know they actually met as adults in the main show. Look, I am having a hard enough time figuring out this show's continuity on its own. I do not need another show full of contradictions to make it even harder. But the creators actually did something very clever to make the continuity work. The 7th episode of Camp Coral ends with one of the biggest plot twists I've ever seen from the show. So in this episode, SpongeBob actually discovers the Krabby Patty secret formula way before it was supposed to be created by Mr. Krabs. But at the end of the episode, it gets accidentally destroyed by Sandy, and then we get this mind-blowing scene.
This is Little Cheeks calling Big Cheeks. Come in, Big Cheeks. Over. Affirmative, Little Cheeks. This is Big Cheeks receiving you from the future. How are things going in the past? Your plan worked perfectly. The formula burned out before Mr. Plankton could nab it. Now it can be safely rediscovered in the future. I knew sending you to Camp Coral was the right thing to do. Over and out. Bye, future me. Ha. Mission accomplished, timeline preserved. Now everything can continue just the way it's always been.
So Sandy used time travel to send her past self to Camp Coral so that she could make sure the Krabby Patty formula didn't get discovered before it was supposed to. They actually figured out a way to make this messed up continuity make sense. Don't you dare tell me this show doesn't care about its continuity. Can I also just say that this scene lines up perfectly with my television theory? A major part of that theory is that Sandy is actually a spy working for the showrunners and is secretly making sure everything stays on track. And then what do we see a month after I post my theory? Sandy secretly manipulating everyone to keep the show on track. Just gonna give myself a little pat on the back there. But enough gloating. What does any of this have to do with King Poseidon? Well, this proves that Camp Coral and the movie that sets it up are in an alternate timeline. The events that have taken place in the show are not the same events in this movie. The continuity errors like Sandy and SpongeBob meeting, or Poseidon being the king of the sea instead of Neptune, can be explained by this shift in the timeline. So there you go. King Poseidon and King Neptune are from completely separate timelines. That's why we never see any reference to King Poseidon in the show. And that is the Neptune theory. Huh, I mean that wasn't so hard. I guess I'm done here.
Neptune stirred up quite a gale tonight. He must be mad about something.
That's silly. Everyone knows Poseidon is ruler of the undersea. Everyone knows Poseidon is ruler of the undersea.
Wait, what?
Why can anything ever be easy? This is the clip that really made me decide to make this theory. The beginning of Season 5, Episode 19, Spongehenge, shows two fish arguing over whether Neptune or Poseidon is the real ruler of the sea. It's like the creators are directly telling us that both of these characters somehow exist in the same timeline, and it's our job to figure out how the puzzle pieces fit together. So, let's take a look. Despite both of these characters having similar appearances and personalities, there is one very important difference between them. Poseidon doesn't have powers. We've seen many times that King Neptune has magical abilities that he can use at any time, even without his trident. But in the entire third SpongeBob movie, we never see Poseidon use any powers or magical abilities, except for lighting up his trident, but all he has to do for that is just flip a switch, and we know from the episode Trident Trouble that you don't even need to be a god to use the trident. And at the end of the third movie, we find out Poseidon is actually in terrible shape. If you remember at the end of the episode Neptune's Spatula, Neptune briefly turned SpongeBob into a god, and we can see that having god powers gives you a perfect body. So why is Poseidon in such terrible shape? Because he doesn't actually have powers, only Neptune does. Even Neptune's wife, Queen Amphitrite, has to use technology to zap someone, unlike Neptune, who only has to use his finger in the exact same episode. He is clearly the only one with powers, but why? To answer this question, we first have to understand the origins of King Neptune. Now, throughout the show, there is very little information on Neptune's past. I read the Wikipedia, I looked through the comic books, the video games, but I just couldn't find anything that would help me. But then I remembered there are SpongeBob shorts, which are like mini episodes that only air once, usually to promote something. So I started looking to see if there were any that could help us, and lo and behold, there is a SpongeBob short called The Story of King Neptune. Yeah, I guess that could be helpful. This short is about SpongeBob telling Patrick the origins of King Neptune, but it's not entirely clear whether it's true.
The story of King Neptune. When King Neptune was a little Neptune, his mother set him adrift in a river. As he floated along, a radioactive meteor fell to Earth. An alien appeared and anointed the infant with super Neptune fluid.
Is that really the origin of King Neptune?
Sure.
So King Neptune was abandoned as a baby and then given his powers by aliens. But SpongeBob is holding an upside-down comic book.
That's how it
feels a
ties
lot like
into
something
Atlantis.
he just made up. And SpongeBob is not the most reliable narrator. Unless there's something in the story that we can definitively prove, I don't think we can use it for a theory.
Wait.
Like, do you really expect me to believe that Neptune got his powers from aliens? I mean, we've never even seen aliens in the show before.
Yes, we have.
Except we have.
Yeah.
And they just so happen to also live in a city called Atlantis.
Fucking God,
Season 5,
dude.
Episode 12, Atlantis Square Pantis, we see another completely different Atlantis, the lost city of Atlantis, a city that's home to a race of aliens. The Atlantean aliens traveled billions of light years to come to this planet and build their city.
For reasons unknown, this great city disappeared one day, but no ruins were ever found. All the inventions you take for granted were given to us by the Atlanteans.
They were a peaceful race of aliens who shared their technology but then mysteriously disappeared for some reason. And take a guess what we find when we look inside of that city. A massive sculpture of King Neptune. That story about aliens giving Neptune his powers doesn't sound so far-fetched now, does it? And that's not all we find.
Neptune's Ascension, the only surviving painting from the great lost city of Atlantis.
A painting created by the Atlanteans called Neptune's Ascension, aka Neptune ascending to his god status by being given powers by the Atlantean aliens.
Jesus,
the story
dude.
is definitely referencing this. There are too many connections for this to be a coincidence. So even though it's being told by SpongeBob, and details like the aliens' appearance are wrong, the story itself is probably based on truth. And there's also a lot of evidence to support the idea that Neptune was abandoned as a baby. In Clash of Triton, Neptune is watching a soap opera in his bedroom and gets upset when his wife turns it off.
Oh, Neptune, surely this isn't the behavior befitting a king, doing nothing but watching daytime television.
Wait! Rochelle was just about to meet her biological parents.
In the soap opera, Rochelle was just about to meet her biological parents. Maybe the real reason why Neptune's so invested in the soap opera is because he's never met his biological parents either. There's even tissues on the table next to him as if he's been crying. And the idea that Neptune was abandoned as a baby works perfectly with the mythology in the show. Neptune is the Roman god of the sea, but he is the only reference to Roman mythology in the show. Everything else we see is from Greek mythology. In the episode Trident Trouble, we see a Greek chorus.
Behold, we are the Greek chorus. We narrate this epic tale.
Neptune once mentioned Zeus, the Greek god of thunder.
So I say, look, Zeus, either you come up with more money, or Neptune walks.
He also mentions Apollo, the Greek god of the sun.
Now behold, my beloved home of Atlantis. A prize worthy of Apollo.
Even in the city of Atlantis where Neptune lives, there's a building named the Poseidon, clearly named after Poseidon. So Neptune is clearly the outsider here, which is why he was abandoned as a baby. But if the sea is actually ruled by Greek mythology, then Poseidon should be the true heir to the throne. Why is Neptune the king in the show? Because after Neptune was given his god powers by aliens, he returned to Atlantis and stole the throne from Poseidon. This would explain why there's so much confusion over who the real king is.
Neptune stirred up quite a gale tonight.
Everyone knows Poseidon is ruler of the undersea.
Legally, Poseidon should be the king, but Neptune took it by force. And that's not all he took from Poseidon. Neptune's wife, Queen Amphitrite, is the goddess of the sea. The Greek goddess of the sea, aka the wife of Poseidon. God damn, Neptune stole his wife and his throne. That is cool. And eventually, everyone did recognize Neptune as the rightful king. The pink fish who seemed adamant about Poseidon being the king completely changes her mind one season later in Clash of Triton.
Oh, wait a minute, King Neptune is coming here? Oh, I'm a huge fan of the royal family. I just love everything they do.
And that is the real story of King Neptune.
Dude,
the reason why Poseidon
is
king
funny.
in the third movie is probably because in that timeline, Neptune was never given his god powers, so he never stole the throne from Poseidon. Although, seeing as how Poseidon turned Atlantis into a big casino cash grab city, maybe it's a good thing Neptune took over.
So they are two separate.
Lost city of Atlantic City.
And that is the Neptune theory. That was a tough one, but we are finally
Damn.
done. See you next time, guys. Wait, why is Poseidon City called the Lost City of Atlantic City?
The lost city of Atlantic City.
I mean, the Atlantic
What?
City Park makes sense. That's a reference to the real-life Atlantic City, but why is it called the Lost City? There is nothing lost about the city. It seems like everyone's easily able to find it. The only other reference to a lost city of Atlantis is the one with the aliens that gave Neptune his powers. Nope, I don't care. I'm done with this theory. I don't need to answer every single little question. I am 100% done.
Oh my god, here we go again. I thought he was done.
Fine, okay?
He's never done.
One more quick part just to tie up all the loose ends, and then I am done. Alright, here we go. So we know before the Atlantean aliens mysteriously disappeared, they shared their technology with the creatures of the sea. I think the self-proclaimed gods of the sea got their technology, like tridents and their other weapons, from the Atlantean aliens. In fact, the Atlantean guards even use golden tridents as their weapons. That's why the gods named their city Atlantis, to pay tribute to the Atlanteans that gave them their technology. But all of that changed when Poseidon became king of the sea. He betrayed the Atlanteans and used their own weapons against them to conquer their home and turn it into a casino city. That's why Poseidon City is called the Lost City, even though it's not lost. It's referencing the Atlantean city that was conquered by Poseidon. And the reason why the Atlanteans gave god powers to some random abandoned baby in
To
the main
take
timeline
it
was so that
back.
Neptune could take the throne from Poseidon and prevent him from conquering the alien city. And the reason why the Atlantean city mysteriously disappeared was because they hid it so no one could ever try
Could
and
take
conquer
it
them
back.
again.
Oh
And
my
that
God.
is the Neptune theory. I am done.
Wow, that makes it 10 times better.
That's another one done. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Alex.
Wow.
We've got more on the way. I'll see you next time.
Wow, another one. Jesus. It's so good, man. It's just, all of them are so fucking good. Holy shit. Bum, 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 bum. Dun, 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 dun. Wait, sorry guys. I got to upload part 7 to this. And make sure it's all right too. God damn, 20,000 views. Yeah, we're definitely going to be posting more SpongeBob theories. That's for sure. Do SpongeBob theories. I need to find some more interesting theories. I wish this guy posted more. I'd read. He is so good at telling these and explaining them in the most entertaining way possible. Crazy.
Strangely realistic music ish. In the episode fails to do so, he doesn't just throw them away. He redesigns the robots and gives them to different businesses in Bikini Bottom with the intention to one day use them to take over the world. Once he has a bot immediately fails to do so, the bot fails to do so. He just bought
God damn it. I didn't link this. I'm retarded for that. That's why I'm not getting... Alright, posting another part. I only have one more part, so I probably need to edit this other one. Honestly. So I might honestly just end the stream and keep posting on TikTok with these other ones. But I don't want to make, you know, everything. I don't want to post everything right now, you know. But we can mass murder. Hang on. Save that to watch later. Because these TikToks are going crazy right now, man. Crazy, man. Might as well just post the last part too. I'm gonna wait for somebody to comment. But man, these fucking theories get crazier and crazier. We gotta watch the what is the first, or what is the second one? The one about Sandy is the only one I remember. Oh, it's the television theory. Yeah, we gotta watch this one. We have to. We have to watch this fucking theory. Honestly, we can react to the Business Puff one too. So part 9, hang on, let me just make sure I got everything right. Part 9 is with, yeah, Patrick Falling. Bum, 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 bum. Well, I didn't think I'd be doing this all day, guys, but yeah, TikTok says otherwise. So I am gonna go pee before I react to this. I will be right back. Alright. More fucking SpongeBob, huh? More fucking SpongeBob. Let's get it. Alright. The television theory. Let's go.
The show SpongeBob SquarePants is not what you think it is.
Oh,
There is a secret
God.
group of puppet masters who are always watching the citizens of Bikini Bottom and pulling the strings. Hidden within Bikini Bottom are spies that keep an eye on the characters and make sure everything goes to plan. This is a conspiracy that will fundamentally change the way you look at the show SpongeBob SquarePants, and I believe it's all actually intended by the creators, and I'm gonna prove it. This is the television theory.
Oh my god, dude. This shit is gonna be crazy.
You guys had a
Man. Alright, boys, hang on. I gotta post part 9. And then I will react to the rest of this. Boom, 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 boom.
SpongeBob accidentally replaces.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Part 9 is going up. I'm gonna have to edit. I'm gonna watch this video. I might honestly edit these videos like right now because TikTok is going fucking crazy for this shit. The more I post, I feel like the more, you know. All right. It's almost posted, so I'm just gonna keep going.
Great reaction to my time.
So teeming with life.
SpongeBob SquarePants. To start this theory, we have to go back to the very beginning of the very first episode of SpongeBob SquarePants.
The very first episode, huh?
So fascinating, so wonderful. Here we see Bikini Bottom, teeming with life, home of one of my favorite creatures, SpongeBob SquarePants. Yes, of course he lives in a pineapple, you silly.
So let me ask you a question. Who's speaking in this clip? Well, obviously that's just the narrator. We hear his voice many times throughout the show.
Goo Lagoon. A stinky mud puddle.
Who is he gonna tie this to, bro? I'm already fucking...
Through these doors pass all the many kinds of undersea life. Puff's boating school, where diligent students learn the rules of the road.
But who exactly is the narrator? Well, he's just the narrator, right? We're not supposed to think about who he is or why we're hearing him. Lots of shows have narrator framing devices we're not supposed to think about.
Caillou was amazed that Mommy had made a rainbow, just like in the picture.
But there's something different about this narrator. He sounds a lot like he's narrating a nature documentary.
The ocean. From above, a simple blanket of water. But below, a complex world full of color, life, and wonder.
The sea. So fascinating, so wonderful. Here we see Bikini Bottom.
So it's a human?
With life.
What if I told you that he's not just some random disembodied voice? He's an actual character in this universe.
Here we are again at the Bikini Bottom boating school. Today is once again the day of SpongeBob's boating school exam. But more importantly, this is the last test for the year. And if SpongeBob does not pass this one, it means another whole year of boarding school!
SpongeBob literally crashes into the fourth wall, and we actually get to see the narrator and the camera he's been filming with. The show SpongeBob SquarePants is not just a cartoon. Everything we see is a part of a nature documentary.
Why did I never notice that, dude? He crashed into the narrator.
And if you're still not convinced, I searched really hard and found an old SpongeBob DVD bonus feature that basically confirms everything.
Since before time even existed, land-loving scientists have tried to learn the secrets of intelligence. Their studies led them to the sea, where the citizens of one undersea colony demonstrated a genius so enormous, the scientists felt compelled to record their actions for use in teaching mankind how to live better. The name of this miraculous place? Bikini Bottom.
Bro,
Poring over the mass of brainy masterminds scattered about this strange land, the scientists chose 6 Bikini Bottom residents at random to study. As the scientists marveled at the advanced knowledge and superior intellect of these 6 creatures,
I went to college!
They rolled their cameras and took notes. And now, finally, we can learn all of the things that these smarty pantsuses have to teach us. Life lessons from Bikini Bottom.
So it's literally just a yeah.
Now if you rewatch the show with this new information in mind, some things start to take on a whole new meaning. Throughout the series, there's this weird unexplained running gag of a human hand interfering with the characters. It's even in the beginning of every episode in the intro for the show. Maybe the filmmakers are doing a bit more than just studying these characters. The hand seems to mostly interfere just to maintain the health and safety of the characters, like treating SpongeBob for the suds.
Well, Mr. SquarePants, it seems you have the suds. Are you ready for your treatment? Oh, Hans!
I've always wondered that too. Why was there just a random ass hand that looked real? What the fuck?
It makes sense that the filmmakers wouldn't want to risk the safety of their main character. After all, there's no show without SpongeBob, but that's not the only reason why they interfere. Season 3, Episode 16, I Had an Accident, is infamous for having one of the most absurd, confusing endings in the entire show. It ends with a real gorilla suddenly coming out of a Patrick costume and
this episode freaked me the fuck out, dude. This shit actually scared me as a kid, I'm not gonna lie.
Then a as soon as SpongeBob begins to question the logic of the scene, this happens.
What's a gorilla doing underwater in the first place?
Well, it's funny you should... I mean, see, George, they're onto us!
Let's get out of here.
See, that shit.
SpongeBob is a weird show, but this has always stuck out as being just a little too weird. But knowing what we know now, I think I can explain what's going on here. This isn't a real gorilla. Every other land animal we've seen underwater wears a helmet and is drawn in a cartoony style. The gorilla is shown in a live-action style, and the only time we ever see live-action characters is when it's a human. So I believe both the gorilla and the horse he rides away on are humans wearing costumes. The filmmakers set this whole thing up just to make the episode more entertaining. It's starting to seem like this isn't strictly a nature documentary anymore. It's more of a reality TV show made for entertainment. Who knows what other absurd elements of the show are actually put there by the filmmakers to make the show more entertaining and profitable. Although, based on the people's reaction, it doesn't always seem to pay off.
Yeah.
But how far will the filmmakers go to make the show more profitable?
Saturday morning in Bikini Bottom. SpongeBob is watching his favorite Saturday morning show, The Adventures of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, enjoying a bowl of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy bland cereal, and wearing the official Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy blackfish
Infomercials in the show.
Think of this as a television show. This sounds an awful lot like a product placement. I mean, listen to how the narrator specifically says the full names of the products.
The Adventures of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy bland cereal, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy blackfish biters.
Wait, so they put Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy in the show?
From the upper slopes of Mount Nicaragua?
Is that what he's trying to say?
What the hell are you talking about? Who are you talking to?
Maybe the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy TV show is actually from the surface world. They are human after all. It makes sense that the filmmakers would choose to highlight these popular superhero characters. The more they show, the more they're gonna sell Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy merchandise. Hang on a second, why are Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy the same size as all the fish in Bikini Bottom, even though humans are always shown as massive compared to fish? Whatever, I'll come back to that one later. The show doesn't even just hide product placements. In the episode Model Sponge, they literally trick SpongeBob into making a commercial for a human product.
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. Director.
Very well. Loose the pants! Hans! Where's my star?
What's happening? What's happening?
In this scene, you'll be cleaning bathroom fixtures.
Okay. So where's my cleaning utensil?
Don't you get it? You are the cleaning utensil. High speed!
Oh, shit.
Your bathroom is a disaster. Get it cleaned up fast with the new sponge. Household chores are a snap with new sponge. It cleans sinks. Just look at that shine.
This is just like in real life how SpongeBob is such a popular character that he's used to sell tons and tons of products. So far I've shown you that the show SpongeBob SquarePants is actually a documentary television show, but the creators continually interfere to push their own agendas and make more money. But that brings us to an important question. Do the characters know they're in a television show? Let's go back to that clip where SpongeBob hits the cameraman.
It means another whole year of boarding school! What happened?
Oh, nothing, SpongeBob. You just struck another pedestrian.
Mrs. Puff calls him a pedestrian, which sounds more like she thinks he's just some random Bikini Bottom citizen. The different types of marine life in SpongeBob are so diverse and weird looking that it's not too hard to believe that the characters just think these filmmakers are another weird type of fish. And back to the gorilla episode, the gorilla and the horse immediately get nervous and run away when SpongeBob questions what's going on.
Well, it's funny you should... I mean, see, George, they're onto us!
Let's get out of here.
Almost like the creators don't want the characters to be aware their lives are being interfered with. Now, there isn't a ton of footage of the characters interacting with the filmmakers, but I dug really deep and found the smoking gun that answers all of our questions. This is an old commercial from 2004 made to promote the SpongeBob movie.
SpongeBob, what kind of jellyfish is that?
It's not a jellyfish, Patrick. It's a spaceship.
Hey guys, it's Carlos from the Zone. I was wondering if you could answer a few questions.
Questions? Run for your lives!
No, Pat, don't you see? It wants to learn about our world, and it's chosen us.
What? Yay! We've been chosen.
A submarine comes down to SpongeBob and Patrick to ask questions to promote the new movie. SpongeBob and Patrick are clearly confused by this and think the submarine is some kind of alien. They also have no idea that they're the stars of a movie.
Well, thanks guys. We'll see you in the movie.
Bye!
Movie? What's that?
I know.
Damn. So they don't know.
So I think it's pretty clear at this point that the characters are unaware their lives are being filmed and interfered with. But there are some characters that have to have some level of awareness. For example, the Dr. Fish that told the human hand to treat SpongeBob, and the Director Fish that directed the commercial for the Human World. What makes these characters so special? First off, the Director Fish isn't actually from Bikini Bottom. Before he directed this commercial, we saw him as a citizen of New Kelp City in the episode Whatever Happened to SpongeBob. Out of all the characters they could have used, they specifically chose a character from out of town. Almost like the filmmakers didn't want to use anyone in Bikini Bottom so they wouldn't risk everyone finding out about the television show. Then there's the Dr. Fish. We don't know where he originally came from, but he's an extremely suspicious character. Usually he's purple, but sometimes he's orange, sometimes he's purple with orange hands, sometimes he's a pirate, and he bears a striking resemblance to Dr. Manowar from the Jellyfish Convention.
And now it only hurts when you touch it.
Why does he have so many different disguises and identities? What is he hiding? I believe hidden throughout Bikini Bottom are spies like this who are aware they're in a television show and keep tabs on the main characters and make sure everything goes to plan. There's so many suspicious characters in Bikini Bottom that it could literally be anyone. The mailman, the hot dog vendor, Old Man Jenkins, it could literally be anyone. But what if I told you that the biggest spy of all isn't some random side character? It's one of the main characters of the show. Someone who's been there from the very beginning. Someone who's not even from Bikini Bottom. Someone who's not even from the ocean. That's right.
Makes perfect fucking sense, bro.
Cheeks.
It makes perfect fucking sense.
Sandy Cheeks
But wait, why
is
is
the
she?
thrill-seeking scientific squirrel from Texas who lives underwater in her tree dome. But why did she come to Bikini Bottom? In the episode Chimps Ahoy, we find out she was hired by a group of chimpanzees to come underwater and create inventions. But why does she need to be underwater to make inventions? She could have just as easily have made any of her inventions on land. It must be extremely expensive to maintain a giant dome of air underwater. There is no way the only reason she's here is to make random inventions. I think this whole episode is an elaborate ruse to throw off the other characters from the real reason Sandy is in Bikini Bottom. To spy on the main characters and make sure the show stays on track. Many of the times the characters are in danger, Sandy conveniently steps in to save the day, and many of the wacky, entertaining episode plots are driven by an invention Sandy creates. Everything she does is a calculated move to carry out the hidden agenda of the filmmakers. Her entire friendship with SpongeBob and the other characters is built on a lie. But you're probably saying, Sandy is a sweet, friendly squirrel. There's no way she's behind this. You're not convinced yet? That's okay. Because
Dude,
what
I'm pretty
about
convinced.
to show you is so mind-blowing.
But oh my god, dude, I can't even imagine what he's about to fucking say.
To make this video. Get ready for the big one. Season 10, Episode 10, Feral Friends, is the episode that unlocks this entire mystery. During a birthday party, a green moon suddenly appears and turns everyone except Sandy into less evolved, real-life versions of themselves. Sandy is completely caught off guard by this and decides to call someone for help. And take a guess who she calls.
Hello, French narrator speaking.
Hey, Frenchie! It's me, Sandy!
Ah, Sandy Cheeks. How is it hanging?
Oh, it's not hanging too good, Frenchie. You see, there's this...
Don't say another word. I have been monitoring the behavior of the green moon all day.
Huh, yeah, I guess that's a pretty interesting clip, yeah.
Holy
shit! Sandy literally calls the narrator to let him know what's going on and asks for instructions on what to do next. She has been working with him the entire fucking time. He even has a picture of her on his desk.
What
This is
the
where
fuck?
I originally planned on ending the video, but there is still one small issue with the television theory. Just one nagging plot hole that contradicts everything. If this is all a television show filmed by scuba divers, then how are we seeing inside the buildings? It's not like any of the humans filming the show could fit inside them. It's the one annoying thing that keeps this theory from being complete. I mean, the most logical explanation is that they have
Yeah, they
hidden
just
cameras
put-
inside of everyone's homes, but we never really see anything like that. Holy shit. Season 6, Episode 24, Truth or Square. The SpongeBob 10th Anniversary Special where they reveal lots of stuff about the characters. But the most damning piece of evidence comes from when the characters get lost in the Krusty Krab vents and end up in a room full of monitors showing live footage of all of their homes.
What the fuck?
Oh! My house is on TV!
All of our houses are on TV.
Gary the Snail, you get down from that bed this instant.
Hey, there's my house.
Look!
Dude, what?
And who is the character responsible for all of these hidden cameras?
Mr. Krabs, why do you have cameras?
Wait, so
watching
Krabs is involved too?
I just want to make sure you all floss after every meal.
Thank you, Mr. Krabs. Dental hygiene is very, very important.
Dental hygiene? Eugene, you lying bastard. Of course he would sell out his friends for a quick buck. And if there's any part of you that thinks there's some chance Mr. Krabs has all these hidden cameras for some other reason, then take a look at what happens next.
Hey, who are those guys?
I think it's us, Patrick. But who are they?
Alright, they're not even trying to hide it anymore. A cameraman and a boom operator
What
have
the
been following
fuck?
around the characters this entire time. And just like the gorilla, as soon as they get seen, they make a run for it. The case is closed. The television theory is something the show has consistently alluded to from the very first episode to the newest episodes. Maybe one day the show will actually directly address it and our characters will discover the real truth about their world. But regardless, that's my theory. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see
Sandy
more.
and
See you next
Krabs
time.
are helping
Hey,
out the-
whoa, hang on a second. You thought I forgot about the Mermaid Man and Barnacle
Oh, yeah,
Boy
he did just
didn't
in-
ya? Alright, here's a quick bonus theory. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy were two superheroes that fought crime underwater and protected the sea from evil. Whether or not they actually did this or it was all staged for television isn't clear, but they both spent their lives underwater until they became old and retired. But after spending so much time under the sea, they no longer fit in with human society. Plus, Mermaid Man is clearly dealing with some form of dementia and PTSD from fighting evil.
But you can't retire. There's evil afoot.
What? Evil?
So, they decided to live the rest of their lives in Bikini Bottom. And in order to fit in better with their fellow sea creatures, they made the permanent decision to shrink themselves using Mermaid Man's shrinking belt.
Damn.
The case is closed. Again.
Damn. Wow. Another crazy fucking theory, dude. Holy shit. Wow, I'm gonna have a lot to fucking edit tonight. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, let's go check TikTok again.
Responds to him. He calls Patrick a broken moron because he knows Patrick is a broken one of his experiments. And if you still don't believe me, in this episode, Patrick falls off the hood.
I don't think there is more. I posted a part 10, but they're saying there's more. Let's go look.
Me in the newest episode of season 13.
I'll leave him on a cliffhanger. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Where them girls at? Mm-hmm. Yeah, boys, I honestly might just get off streaming because nobody's fucking watching this shit anyway and just come back. Or actually, I might just get on later and we'll play video games or something tonight.